Hello and welcome everybody. This week's thank you for adjusting. We have another microphone this time. That's why we kind of
A really professional one.
yeah. So now we have to like switch interview style. So I hope you enjoy that better. But yeah, on this week's episode of Starting Off Strong, we are going to talk about settling in, but more with a point of view on the school life. So, how it is starting university, especially since it's our first year. So, yeah.
So let's begin with the timeline. So first there are the induction days, obviously, and I actually did not attend them because I had to stay home for another week. But Valentina, you attended the induction days. Can you tell us like a little bit about it? Which people did you met? Like, what did you do?
Okay, so first of all, the induction days are kind of like it's an introduction, so it's like 3 days before the classes start, where you just have some activities to get to know each other. Then you get to know some of the professors, and also they introduce some of the like student societies, for example, the sports ones. So like the first day, it was kind of weird because they didn't really tell us what we have to do. So we just had like a day of walking around and meeting everyone because right now in our year, so the first year, B1, we're like 350 bachelors, something like that. Yeah. So basically, you would just talk to everyone in one day, and you had the chance to meet so many people, but at the same time, like, not really, because then when the classes start, I'm like, oh, I have not seen you last week. Um, and some people I met on the induction days I barely see because we have completely different schedules. But yeah, that's that. Then the second day we had some sports activities, like they showed us the different societies. Um, but this is gonna be on another episode where we go into detail about that. Um, and then also on the third, oh wait, no, on the second day we had like a boat party. Yeah, and it was so fun because I mean, like, imagine going to a party with people you don't actually know because usually you go out with your friends, so it's
Did you know nobody there?
I went with some people from like my residence, but like at the boat itself, where like everyone split up and we were just like talking to like other people and getting to know everyone. So yeah, and then the next day, because like the party lasted until like 2 or something, and then you still have to get home. Then the next day at like 7:30, it was like, okay, meet in front of the school. We're gonna go rowing because there's a rowing society, and that was something definitely. Yeah, just imagine after you've had a fun night out going rowing. Also, they didn't really explain that much, and I was in a boat with like only French-speaking people. So I'm just there like, okay, I do not know how to row, but anyways, um, yeah, and that's that. Yeah,
That were the induction days.
yeah.
Okay, I thought I missed like one whole week, but I just missed like 3 days of doing sports. But when I then arrived, like it was kind of hard because I jumped like directly into the classes, and like there were people sitting together, and I did not know anybody, so I just sat randomly like next to two girls, and it was really nice. I still don't know them, and they're still in my group. But okay, uh, the microphone is something else. Um, but yeah, so I really would recommend to go to the induction days because you really meet people there, and I still think that you make contacts there, which you keep for the whole semester and like the whole year. So yeah, like really go to the induction days, I would say. Would you say the same?
I mean, yes, they are really fun, but at the same time, as I mentioned, like I met so many great people at the induction days that I never see now. So it's like I don't know.
That much, you would say.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like now we mostly hang out with the people from our seminar
Yeah, that's
or
true.
who live close to us, like people from my residence.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the thing is like if you didn't notice, Helena and me hang out a lot.
And I hadn't been to the induction day, so
Yeah,
I
exactly.
still managed to do it like some friends.
Yeah, because we met, I don't know, like in my
Yeah, and now we can explain the seminars because we met in a seminar, like our seminar, which was I don't know, it's like 30 people, I think, around that, and it's different people from your lectures, and you could like strictly part it into lectures, which we have Monday and Tuesday, and seminars, which we have from Wednesday to Friday, or Thursday sometimes. And yeah, the lectures are with around 70 people. Like, if you're interested in this, yeah. Okay, then maybe 90 people. I still don't know because many people don't really come to some classes, so you never see who is actually there. And then
so still like in high school, you still have the class skipper.
yeah, you still have them. You still have them. And then we have the seminars, which is like, as I said, a group of 30 people around. And I would say that like my best friends here in university are from my seminar because I just spent like Wednesday to Friday completely with them. And we like go to lunch together and stuff. And the thing is that also the people from the other seminars have a really different time schedule. So yeah, like getting along with your seminar is fun. And actually like I really like our seminar. I don't know, it's just really fun. We have some fun people there.
Yeah, exactly. Because like sometimes we even stay like after our classes just to study together or just like chill and drink coffee or something. So yeah, and also because we have to work together on some projects which in the lectures you don't do. So maybe to explain it in detail more, the lectures. Oh wait, maybe the how even our classes are, like built up.
Okay.
Would you say it like that? Yeah, like on the weekend we have to watch online lectures about like the new content for the week in each subject, and then Monday and Tuesday the main professor, like in the big lecture groups with like the 90 people, explains it more in detail, and we have like a Q&A session and sometimes even like mini online tests. And then in the seminars, it's more, so the lectures are more theoretical, and then the seminars are more practical because you actually use the knowledge you just learned. And
yeah, and you participate actively. Like in the lectures, it's not like that. You just kind of sit there and listen and have to take notes. But in the seminar, it's really active, and it kind of feels like in school again because you can talk to the professor also and like ask questions whenever you want to and participate whenever you want to. So it's really different, those two kinds of courses.
yeah, so there was something like at first to kind of get used to because, like it's such a weird schedule since you have like the classes you need to do like on the weekend, then like Monday, Tuesday there's something different, and then from Wednesday to Friday there's something different. And then we have even some subjects where we like still in completely other groups. Like in the first semester we had a class which was like only for a few weeks. I think it was like 2 months. Yeah, study skills. And I was with only Jacob, another member of our team. Yeah, he's working behind the scenes for our uploading process. And I think no one else from our seminar. So, or not that I remember.
Me neither. Like my study skills group, I didn't know anybody. Like one person, I know one person, but it was a really random group. And also we have another group which goes for the surnames. It's surnames, right? Yeah. It's computer skills, like which we have this semester. And also the exams go with this flow, I think, like they go with the surnames. So I think we have four kind of different groups, or like three different groups. But yeah, the main group I would really say is the seminar group.
Okay, but now like since everyone from like different universities has like different expectations, how did you go into like uni life? Did you think like, oh, it's just gonna be like a big lecture room and you can like skip class if you're just tired? Or
no, honestly, like I don't want to skip class, just to say that in the first place, but I thought that it wouldn't be that bad to skip class because I thought that we were gonna go here and then have kind of like these auditorium kind of classes to just sit there, which are kind of the lectures that you sit like in an auditorium kind of room. Uh, but yeah, I did not expect to have really classes because I just know that from high school, and I just thought when I left high school, I was like, okay, this experience is over. Um, but um, but now we have like the classes back, and I really like it, and I really enjoy it because in high school I really liked to have those small groups and be really like with your friends and participate actively. So I'm really happy how it is going here, and I think that's also one big advantage of ECP in comparison to other universities, that it's really like private and really individual, that you can also in your seminars talk to the professor like after class if you have a question or something, or if you didn't understand anything, like they ask you multiple times during the seminar if you did understand it. So it's like really great if you did not understand it, that you can just say it and it's no big deal. So that's really chill and I really enjoy that. And it's also better to really understand the subject because honestly, I'm not a person like when I'm in the lecture room with like 90 people. And if there is like the part where you could ask questions, I don't know if I would really ask a question because I could also, yeah, and like I could also feel kind of stupid. So I would really, I prefer to ask the question in a seminar room where you feel like really much more comfortable. So for your learning process, it's so much better to have those small classes. But yeah, for my expectancy, it was, yeah, like I said, I thought it was big rooms, but I think it's way better than that. What did you expect and what happened in the end?
Um, what did I expect? Yeah, also just to have like, how you see it in like movies, that it's just like a big room and yeah, totally. So I don't know, and then that the professors don't really care about you, that you're just like a number on a sheet of paper, and it's like, okay, that's it, like I do not give a single about you. Don't want to bleep that out. Um, uh, so yeah, this way it's nice. So, I mean, sometimes the professors, like you can tell that they actually push you because they want you to be good, especially in the seminars, because some of them are like um, doing their PhD right now or just finished it, so they're actually like in their late 20s, beginning 30s. So it's fun because they know from their recent years how it is to be a student or just to start. So they're also really thoughtful, especially with like our first essays, assignments, or group works, like when you don't know better, and then they're like, okay, like they give you critique but like in a nice way and don't to just like drag you down.
Yeah, they really want you to succeed. Like they really have the goal of you succeeding.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
But we can also talk about the attendances. For example, I think I'm not pretty sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think we can have 3 absences, or we are allowed to have 3 absences in the main subjects, and 2 in the other subjects, which is for us it's Spanish. I think like it could also be Italian, which is like a side course, and there we
or German.
yeah, or German, which we are allowed to miss 2 classes. And also, when you're sick, I would really use those situations to use your absences, because otherwise, like if you're sick, it's not allowed to just miss. It's like you use your attendance, your absences for the sickness. Like you can't just miss any class, because then in the end you may go to the resits. Or I don't know if you can fail the course. Actually, I think so. I'm not sure right now.
If you fail it, you have to take the exams in the next year again.
Yeah, right.
Like at the same time as your regular exams, so they just get more and more, which we definitely would not recommend.
Yeah, and then in the end you have like 4 or 5 finals, and then like one day later or something you have a resit in a subject which you already wrote an exam in, which is so exhausting. So really, I would really focus on being on site all the time, because in the end it's getting really important.
Yeah,
because sometimes you think, okay, it wouldn't matter that much, but I also wouldn't risk it because like resits, that's not really comfortable. I'm honest. So yeah, that's about the absences. So
I think we haven't talked about how even our exams work.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
those are crazy. Like those are kind of
They're crazy out there. No, because we have at the midpoint of the semester we have midterm exams, and they don't count as much, but they are just like they are there as a little like preparation for like the finals, but it's still really stressful because you have to study and you want to do good. And yeah, like in the first semester everything was because of like the whole COVID measure situation, because we still have to keep the same schedule like the other campuses. So for example, there's also in the first year another campus in London. So since we all have the same education, we need to like keep up the same track, I would say. So yeah, therefore we had everything online. And oh, we already said that we have different groups online. So how was the first experience, like with just the time schedule, ID check, everything?
You mean for the exams?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was really unexpected. I've never written like exams online. And it was the group with the surnames. You know, like mine begins like with an L A, and then I have like the people who have like the same surname. Like you can imagine. And then we came like online, and it was first like we had to come like half an hour before, and there were like ID checks. So they called your name, and you had to show your ID. And
Yeah, on Zoom, by the
yeah,
way.
yeah, it's on Zoom. It's on Zoom. And you have one supervisor person who's not a professor. I don't actually know who the persons are, but it's not a professor. And so you are around 20 people, I think, in one. Yeah, you like supervisor group, and then like it's just ID check. Then you have half an hour just maybe to check your notes again, and then it depends if it's open book or closed book. Then you most of them like last semester we had open book. I don't know like this semester I think it was also open book, right?
Only for I mean, we had
Yeah,
like a
for
formula sheet.
yeah we had like a formula sheet. And then like when it was closed book you had to kind of put your notes away, so like really put them really away, because they also look at your like where you look, like if you look really often like on the side of your computer. I mean I saw that in my group because one person was reminded that he's not supposed to look that much like on the side of his computer, and like it was kind of obvious, like it's not that bad, but it was kind of obvious that there was maybe like a note sheet or something. So yeah, you are reminded of that. Just to remind you.
Yeah, and also about open book, because I remember last year when a friend of mine told me, yeah, she has her exams online, but they are open book. I'm like, well, that's so easy. You can just cheat your way through. It's not, let me tell you. Even if you try to cheat and have, I don't know, like your computer on split screen with one page like the questions and one page your notes, you don't even have the time because the time limits are so short, so stressful. So we had like one exam, it was like 30 minutes for 35 questions. So you didn't even have like a minute per question. And then
You didn't even have like the time to even think about it. It was
Yeah.
just like just answer the question.
yeah, and the thing is, but then the question wouldn't be like a one-liner. No, it would be a whole paragraph. So it takes you like half a minute to just read the question, and then it's a guessing game. Like, let me just choose this.
Yes.
So
True.
yeah, open book is not fun. I feel like closed book will be
It's even better because then you actually study the stuff and you actually remind yourself like you learn by heart, and then you don't even like have to look on your notes. Yeah, and if you like you have your notes and you know that you have them, then you obviously want to look at them, and you don't have the stuff like by heart. You don't know the stuff by heart. So that's really really stressful. And in the end, you're just like, okay, I had too less time. I don't know, like too little time to answer all the questions just because you wanted to look at your notes all the time. So closed book is kind of even like better, I would say. Depends
because
also.
like this semester we had it on site. We only had one midterm exam for some reason. Well, some people had two. That was like really weird scheduled. Yeah, some people had it like in law as well.
Yeah, okay. That depends on the teacher, if the teacher
Yeah.
wants
Um, so yeah, then our next finals are gonna be on site as well, and everything's gonna be closed book. So
yeah, it's going to be hard.
wish us luck. We're gonna need it. um, yeah. Also, one thing that kind of annoys me, the French grading system. Oh my God, why is it so hard to get a good grade? I feel like they try to push you like in on the like average grades because like back in Austria I had like a grading system from 1 to 5 and like 5 is failed and like 1 is the best and 4 is meh. So yeah, it was like easy to get like a 1 or a 2, but here it's like you did amazing.
Yeah, and then
16.
yeah, but like 16 is like really good. I mean, they even say you've done like a really good job if you have 14. I mean, like 14 is also kind of good.
By
And
the way, it's like from 1 to 20, and like everything below 10 is failed.
yeah, like yeah, I think yeah, below 10 you have failed, true. But I think like you can have the exam, you can have 8. I think that would be fine. But in the end grading system, like
grade.
yeah, the final grade, you have to have the other grades above 12, I think, to have at least 10, because the final grade has to be above 10. Otherwise, you would have failed. That's it. It's so complicated. Because like in my hometown, we also had it from 1 to 15, and 15 was like the best one, and it was really like okay to get like 12, 13 points. Like it was hard, but it wasn't that hard. And here it's so hard. Like if you have like 16, 17, it's really good. Like I don't know, like I don't even know if you can have 20. I've never met a person. I've never met a person who had 20, like maybe 18 or 19 even, but that's so rare. So if you have it, like, congratulations, enjoy the moment.
Yeah, also because we have had some professors who are not French, and they were also confused by the grading system because they were like, yeah, I want to give you good grades. But that's not how it works in France.
Yeah,
like,
I can't do this.
so yeah, that is gonna be how would you say that? Like a push for your ego. Like if you are from like a different grading system and think like I'm a finesse this, I'm a ace this, but then you don't.
Yeah, you're definitely not.
Yeah.
And also, we keep the grading system throughout the whole 3 years, right? Do we keep it? Yeah. So, like, even in Germany, like back in Berlin, we won't have the German grading system. We still have the French one. So, we have to really get used to it now.
Yeah. Because some things change with campus. Like, for example, we had a presentation about Madrid for next year, and they told us that we're gonna have like different lectures, seminars. The classes are gonna be different, but we don't.
Coding in Spanish.
Yay! That's also why we learn Spanish, like B1, B2, whatever, because we're gonna have classes in Spanish. Maybe we should have said that. You have to learn the languages of the campuses you go to. That's why everyone has to learn German.
Except the German.
Yes.
Or the Austrians. They also don't have to.
Yeah, everyone who's like native in the language doesn't need to, because like even in we also have a campus in Turin, and there you don't have any classes in Italian, but you still need to learn Italian.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just so fun right now when everyone is studying new languages, and if you're native in it, and everyone's like, oh, how is it going? And everyone hates German.
Yeah, like we get so much hate for it. I just see like all the time like Italians passing by me and saying like "Guten Tag," and I'm like, oh my god, when does it stop?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's so cute because like the pronunciation is so cute.
Yeah, but sometimes it's so off, and I don't want to be rude, but I'm like, okay, I do not understand a single word you said.
And sometimes they also switch words, like just in a sentence. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, that's not how it works.
Yeah, so that's just so fun because we're like, okay, I mean, for us, German is easy, but French is hard. So everyone's like, I mean, come on, like, your French should be better by now. And I'm like, you struggle with German, so don't come for me.
Yeah, spend your semester in Berlin and then we'll talk again.
Yeah. But then also, I feel like what's the funniest? the Italians, they take any chance to try to teach you Italian.
Yeah, true. Like we have one like really good friend, and yesterday, like we're in the library, and she just like like I studied Italian before, but Valentina didn't, so like I can kind of understand her, but Valentina like cannot understand her, and she like without any shame, like she just speaks Italian and looks like,
But,
and
like,
Valentina.
not in a rude way, like
No,
not
no.
to exclude
No,
me.
no.
She's like, you're gonna learn Italian now, and speaks like really slowly.
Yeah, and she know that Valentina does not need to know Italian, and she like anyways wants her to learn it, and it's so cute because she just is like stares you in the eye, says something in Italian, and you like you don't understand it. It's like
I understood. I'm like, okay, let's go. Yeah, but I don't know. Some Italians just do that. They're like, well, I mean, I know that you learned Spanish, but anyways, we're gonna talk Italian now, and it's really sweet. Like, it's so wholesome.
and we love the language. I mean, like you can't tell anything bad about Italian. I really love the language.
The Italian accent.
Yeah,
like, come on, and
oh
also
my God.
don't forget the hands.
Yeah, we love them. Like they're the greatest people.
Yeah, so love goes out to our Italian friends. um, oh wait,
We kind
Yeah.
of passed the time limit right now.
yeah, I mean we said like half an hour, so whatever. But we still have not talked about group projects.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that's important. I mean, kind of, because in our seminar, since we said it's more like practical and not theoretical, you also have to, like get down to it and start a business, like literally. In the first semester, we had a subject called Introduction to European Business, and our semester project was to start a sustainable startup, or like not start it, but like plan it through so that you would be able to start it.
Yes, right. Like, we in the beginning it was like such a struggle because we came to the group and we already had to do the business project, and I didn't know many people from the class. So you are like randomly put into a group about like 4 to 5 people, and you have to come up like on your own, come up with an idea. And like at first it sounds like not that difficult because I mean you can just like make up something, but if you want to start something, kind of everything already exists, and we had such a struggle doing it, and like in the end we had like a kind of good project, but then like afterwards we heard that it also already exists, so we were like, okay, thank you, like that didn't work out, but fine. I mean, how was your one?
To, like, innovate.
Yeah.
It's like,
How was your one going?
we killed our ideas like 3 times because our professor was also like, guys, this, like, let's be real, this is not gonna work out. So we're like, okay, thank you. I mean, she was honest, but at the time it was a little bit brutal because we didn't have any other ideas or like backup plan. But yeah, at first, if you think it's so easy because you have to, I don't know, develop like goals or like accomplishments and, the value of your company. And, like that's okay. Or like the reason why you create that. But then when you have to do like cost and expense calculations, estimations, how much you're going to produce, how much you're going to sell, who is going to work in your business, and you're just there like, man, I'm 18. Like, I know nothing about this.
Yeah, I get it. But like, how was your group dynamics? I mean, how was it to work with like random people and like with the languages? And did you get along? And how was it working? Like also with the other group projects. I mean, we had one also in microeconomics and in which one was the other one? In rhetorics, and also in history, which where we had to do one alone. But the other group projects, how were they going for you? Would you like give any advice or something?
Yeah. By the way, if you hear something, we're in the library, so sorry about that. Yeah, close it. So sometimes you're really mixed by the nationalities, but sometimes it just doesn't work because the majority is French or French speaking. So yeah, in our business group, it was like mixed. It was like German, Austrian, Spanish, Italian, French. So we spoke in English like really all the time, and it was like a great dynamic. I mean, at first it's kind of weird because you then experience that different nationalities have a different worth ethic, or a different way of getting about things. or starting things. So, for example, everyone is like, okay, the Germans are so strict, like they are so harsh, and I'm like, I mean, they're not wrong, I guess, because we're like, okay, we want to get everything out of the way, so that we have like a free afternoon afterwards, and other people are more of postponing, or like, okay, I'm gonna chill today and then do this tomorrow morning or something like that. And there's also people who do it, just don't do it, but that's not about nationalities, that's about your personality.
I mean, that differs really. But also, I think like when you figured something out and you had an idea, it was kind of so much fun, like to do it with like a person you got along with really greatly. And then to develop something and work on a presentation, like for me, it was fun in the end, I think. And also to do the presentation because it was like really funny that we had to give like sweets to the group, which we liked the most. And then in the end, there was one group winning. And it was so fun to also watch the other guys' ideas because everybody came up with such great ideas and like so creative. And you're just like, oh my God, like I'm surrounded by like persons with like really creative like mindsets and stuff, like and really I really liked that. I enjoyed it really much.
And so that was business. As you can tell, we it was hard, but we loved that.
The
And
beginnings are always hard, you can just remember that.
and in the other groups, for example, I had one group and I was the only non-French speaking person. I mean, I speak French, but not like, I don't have business vocabulary, like, let's be honest. You don't do that in high school. So for some reason, for some reason, since most of them speak French, they just decided to speak French on most of the meetings. So I'm like, guys, hell no, this is not working out, like, please. So it's like at first I also kind of wait for the group dynamic, like who's gonna be the leader, follower, who's just like the doer in the group. And then I was like taking the initiative, like, okay guys, I'm forcing you to speak English if you want it or not, but no, we're not gonna do this that way.
Well, then it worked out, right? Like,
Yeah, it worked out. Then because I feel like then they saw like, oh, she really doesn't understand.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, let's do it in English. And because you have to do the presentation in English anyway. So, yeah.
But like I think about the other group projects, there's not really much to say. It was kind of the same, but not that creative. I think like creative projects are more difficult because every person has individual ideas and you have to get like all of them along to fit in one whole idea. So that's kind of difficult, but I think if you like really are like open to other ideas and open to speak with the people and to make compromises, I don't know, then it's really gonna work out. Just the beginning is always hard, as I said, and if you really like are patient and stuff, then it's gonna work out. Like, don't worry about it. If you're in a situation right now, for example.
I mean, also at first it was kind of more difficult because you didn't know the people. Because now we're like really close in our seminar, and it's like, yeah, my homie, we're in another group together. Also, if you might have wondered, this whole podcast is a group project. It's not just Helena and I. Like, we have several people working in the background, like doing editing, doing the uploading, publishing, like social media, whatever. So
And also very creative like people, so we get along greatly.
shout out to our group.
Yeah, well, I think that's about it. Like, that's about settling in. If we missed something, maybe we're gonna catch it up in the next episode. But yeah, thank you really for listening. We hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.